Howdy guys and welcome back. Ruckus here. Remember this guy? He used to play World of Tanks Blitz? Well, not anymore it would seem, at least for the time being. I appear to have reached peak World of Tanks in my life. It's taken me 5 years worth of gameplay and cost me at least $1,000 worth of in-game purchases, twice as much as that in broken PC and mobile phone peripherals, several potential relationships, and God knows how much mental wear and tear to come to the conclusion that I'm better off just watching this game from an outside perspective and not playing it myself. The writing for this change has been on the wall for a while now. For a lot of this year it felt like the only thing keeping me in game was the need to produce more content for the channel. And of late, the channel hasn't been giving me the same kind of satisfaction that it once did as well. Subscriber count's kind of plateaued. Views for a lot of my videos are down quite significantly. And I just don't feel like I am producing content that people want to watch anymore, which is a problem. Even my wargaming preview vids haven't been very successful lately. Probably a lot of reasons why those things don't do as well as they once did, but yeah, the satisfaction for that is down too. I don't feel like I've been very well supported by wargaming as well. I mean, yes, I'm not always the easiest guy to get along with. In fact, I'm a bit of a prima donna at times. It's true. But I'm always at loggerheads with them over the direction of the game and the programs they run, like the community contributor program. There's been some pretty bullshit deals cut by other guys. Of late, the treatment has not been equal. And whilst they have given out a few free tanks over the past year, I did get the Type 59 off them, and they've been giving out a bit of free gold to their contributors every month for video production. It doesn't come anywhere near the outlay I'm paying for editing program fees and other subscriptions that I'm using to produce videos for them. A bigger issue, though, than money is that every video I've made for them takes upwards of 10 hours to produce. Sometimes even 4 or 5 times that amount. I get hooked on a concept and then it always turns out to be bigger than Ben-Hur to produce. In a rush at the last minute to try and get it done. Like that patch 2.8 Soviet TD video I did, the cinematic for that, the intro, which was all done with still photos in a 2.5D kind of effect. That took, the amount of editing that went into that, it was like 60 hours including a full 20-hour unbroken day the day before release. I think I took the day off work even to get that shit finished. I go too deep in these things. So with that amount of effort put into the videos on my side, you wouldn't think it'd be too much to ask that after all that wargaming would fulfill their side of the deal, which is to simply put the video link up on the website, the portal, and on the in-game newsfeed. But I don't think I've had one video this year where I haven't had to chase them up because one thing or the other hadn't been done. My last vid for them, that Falls Creek one, when it went live, both articles were there, but the in-game newsfeed, the link to my video didn't work, so there was no point of it being there. And by that stage I just given up, I didn't bother correcting them. Also, getting them to make changes in the dev build that would help out us free labourers is like pulling teeth at times. I've wasted days of the past couple of years in that client simply because they haven't implemented simple things like being able to select what map you're going to play on, or once you're in that map, return to the garage whenever you want. So you can imagine if you're trying to do a map review and the game randomly puts you in the wrong map, and then you can't get out of the game until you've finished the game. So you've got to cap, or you've got to beat the enemy. It's such a waste. After a while, I mean, it's fine whilst you're motivated and you don't have much else on in your life, but as soon as things change, you're like, well, why am I wasting my time battling with this system? Obviously, it's not all about the money or the recognition or the views and the subscribers. I do go crazy with these vids in part because I just love the creative side of it, and seeing like a concept come to life can be very rewarding, and that hasn't changed for sure. I still enjoy doing that, but all the other returns around it have diminished now to a point where I just don't have the drive to be spending all my time doing these vids. I do appreciate though the opportunity they gave me to do it, for sure. It's just things have definitely changed now. So that's been kind of frustrating, and I don't like the direction they're taking with the game. Their new additions just don't interest me at all. I feel like Tier 8 has just become a mess. I know it's not just me thinking that as well. A lot of people say Tier 8's a bit of a mess. Too much Soviet heavy tank armor in the game, and made up bullshit like the Defender. And of course now we've got the Chronicles of Valkyrie, or Valkyria Chronicles tanks have just come in, which is of course more of the same. You all know what my thoughts would be on these things. The Edelweiss and the Nameless. I never followed the Valkyria Chronicles game, a Sega game I think it was. But yeah, of course, more made up stuff, not based on any kind of fact, or I don't know how you would even start implementing that into a game like World of Tanks. I mean, art-wise, don't get me wrong, art-wise and aesthetically, they are amazing looking vehicles, and the developers have done a very good job in making them very attractive and desirable pieces of kit. But I mean, what game are they trying to make? Why are they in this game? I mean, this is the direction it's going now. I mean, if you keep playing Blitz, you will see the siege tank from StarCraft, maybe those twin barrel mammoth tanks from Command and Conquer. Why not mechs? Why not mech warrior things? Or Thomas the Tank Engine, for that matter. It'll come. I don't think they know what they're doing. It all seems to be a big money spinning exercise. It's like their original business model wasn't working out after the first couple of years, and they decided they need to flog more stuff for hard cash. So if you want to spend 30 bucks Australian on something that doesn't fit in with the theme of the game, then I guess you buy the Edelweiss and the Nameless, and you're probably very happy with them if they play well. I mean, why not? I mean, there's no reason why they can't be in the game, that's for sure. But what game are they trying to make? Honestly, it's just a mess. It's a mess of art styles. It's a mess of historical versus non-historical stuff, and it just does not hold at least my attention anymore. That, as I was looking into a bit of research for this episode, I haven't been on the World of Tanks Blitz news portal for a while. I just looked at their promo video for these two tanks, and it is the most cringeworthy thing I think Wargaming have ever produced. In case you didn't see it, here's what I'm talking about.
Never lose faith in victory.
We can take
Help can arrive when you least expect it. Edelweiss. Nameless.
Edelweiss. Jesus Christ. Oh, I laughed out loud when I watched that for the first time. Who approved that? Well, that's enough ranting. You all know what I think about the direction they're taking by now, and you would be fair to argue that I shouldn't be making videos complaining because I'm not playing the game anyway. So what else have I been doing in life? Well, not a great deal. Work is busy. Work is going pretty well, and it looks like I've got a contract extension until the middle of next year, which will fund my various hobbies and activities for a few months longer, which is good. I have been playing, of all things, Minecraft. It's a very relaxing game to play, miles removed from World of Tanks Blitz. I open up Minecraft and put on like a science blog. What am I watching it now? Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. Put that on the background, just dig a hole, toil away in a mine shaft, digging coal and iron and what have you, whilst listening to some science. It's very relaxing, and does much more for my mental health than struggling along in World of Tanks Blitz. The only stress in that game is, say, when you dig yourself into a hole and then can't remember how you got down there whilst your food runs out. That happened to me the other day, and in a desperate attempt to reach the surface again, I ran up a mine shaft I hadn't been up before. I got into a fight with 3 zombies, and a creeper snuck up behind me and blew me up when I was holding a whole stack of diamond and all other good stuff. So, besides that, it is a very relaxing game to play, and I really do enjoy things like the redstone, circuitry, just the possibilities you can do with that kind of stuff. The amazing things that people make, and then the terrible and basic things that I make by comparison. It's good fun. In fact, I'm playing Minecraft with the bit of a mod add-on, Sphax Pure BD Craft mod. That makes the game look a lot smoother, very pretty. In fact, if you put those 2 Chronicles of Valkyria Chronicles, what am I talking about? Valkyria Chronicle tanks in that game, Minecraft, with that mod on, the art styles would almost match. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw these new tanks come into game. What else have I been doing? I've been putting my Blitz cinematic intros up on another YouTube account I have, just my regular account that doesn't have much on it. As a bit of a demo reel. Some of those things I'm pretty proud of. Some of them came out really well, and some of them were absolute labour of love. So I've got a few links here if you guys are looking for other things to watch. I'll put up the link to, I think there's 8 or 9 videos there, cinematic intros from all the way back to the E25 release of 2015 up until my last one, the Fails Creek preview I did. So you can check that out if you so desire. A bit of a trip through memory lane. I'm also planning, or in the early stages of a new PC build. I'm going back to Windows for a while. I'm going to build myself a new gaming rig, a gaming/editing rig. So I've got not a final part selection mapped out yet, but a kind of this is the kind of specs I expect to get out of this new machine. It's going to be an i7 unlocked processor. Going to give overclocking a bit of a crack. I'm going to run a NVIDIA GTX 1070, which is not quite top of the line, but pretty good performance versus a value for money. A standard SSD drive, hard drive combo, maybe 32 gig of RAM, because this will be an editing machine. You can probably work with some pretty big files. And I haven't quite finalized the aesthetics yet, but I'm sure there'll be a nice case with a big window and lots of blinking LEDs. and I do like things coming together to be quite pretty, so there'll be some cable sleeving, and going to do either a big CPU heatsink or a enclosed pre-done water cooling setup like the Corsair H100, that kind of thing. So there will be a link to PC Case Gear where I've got my build semi-mapped out. If you are interested in that kind of thing, maybe you've got some suggestions, or you can tell me if my selection is perhaps not quite optimized, or there's bottlenecks or something. You can check that out and comment for sure. And one last link I'll give to you whilst we're here is something I produced at the start of the year, a hobby I got into that I had big plans for, but kind of ended in disaster. At Christmas last year, my parents got myself, my brother, and my sister's boyfriend these cheap drones for little gifts under the tree. They were about $100 a pop, and pretty capable considering they're relatively cheap. They had a little camera on them with an SD card that would record some very shaky footage, but surprisingly capable and a lot of fun to play around with, and it kind of got me hooked. I did a lot of research at the start of the year and ended up splashing out on an almost $2,000 DJI Phantom Advanced. It's a Phantom 3 Advanced. Amazing little piece of hardware. And for the previous summer, I just toured around Perth and buzzed dogs in parks and flew around the beach and just generally had a lot of fun with that thing. I put together a bit of a music vid from some days, some weekends down at City Beach in Perth with my brother and a mate, and I put together a little video on that. If you want to check that out, I'll link that. That's to my other YouTube channel as well. Also, it documents the demise of my expensive bit of hardware. If you watch to the end, you'll see why I no longer am flying the DJI Phantom 3 Advanced around anymore. It ends in disaster, and the drone was not recovered. Which is a shame, because I was enjoying that. It was kind of like my attempt to do video editing but get me out of the house at the same time. And I've just sold off the remaining parts I had from the kit, like a backpack and the radio transmitter, a few other things. So I'm looking for funding for perhaps the next hobby. I might get the Phantom 4 towards the end of this year yet. I'm not too sure. I've got some mates having a wedding down south early next year, and they really want someone to film it. It's like an outdoor thing in a paddock on a farm overlooking the coast. Quite a nice spot, so to get some footage there would be amazing. Perhaps I can get them to help fund a new purchase and fly this one a bit more responsibly, as my last crash was 100% operator error, nothing to do with the hardware itself. I did plan to get that video out, advertised to you guys, to show it off, straight after I'd done it, but for whatever reason I never got around to it, and this year has just slipped by. It's been crazy. So that's quite enough rambling, I think, for one Tall Talk episode. Hopefully some of that was coherent. And where do we go from here? What is this channel going to do if I'm not playing Blitz? Well, with the new PC build on the way, I intend to do a bit of a build doco, showing what I've made or how I've made it, parts and all that kind of jazz will be going into it. That might interest some of you. And then when that's up and running, I'm not too sure what I'll be playing. It's probably just going to be, I have this awesome machine. I'll probably just be playing more Minecraft, and I want to play the new Civ 6 when it comes out. Really excited about that. I'm sure none of you guys are interested in any of that, so I expect to lose plenty of you in the next few months. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to cater to all needs. I do have a few replays left that are quite recent. We're not talking as old as my video dump series I just put out, so I might still get those out. I know there's only limited interest in old gameplays, so I'll try and just put out the more recent and interesting ones. And I've also got quite a few really good subscriber replays still to get through, and I really do owe it to the people who sent them in to try and get those out. So thanks to the guys who have submitted the replays included in this episode, and I will definitely put out next a subscriber replay episode showing off some of the best that have been sent to me in not too far future, hopefully. You know what my predictions are like. They are always out by miles. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you are all doing well out there. I hope you're all enjoying, if you're in the southern hemisphere, the last of winter, early spring, and the last of summer, early autumn in the northern hemisphere, United States, Europe, all that jazz. So I hope you're all well. Hope you're all doing good in game, having fun, and I will see you no doubt soon in the future. Peace.